Today, to celebrate the end of the year, we will be revisiting all of our series winners in 2024. That means we are treating ourselves to the best ramen, Brothers Ramen, best laksa, Sungei Road Laksa, and best Nasi Lemak, the Coconut Club. But there is one catch. I have heard that some of you visited these places after watching the videos and had a vastly different experience. So, if their standard is not up to par today, we will be revoking the award. Whoa, the atmosphere like suddenly heavier, huh? It won't happen one, right? Let's get it, guys. Oh, 1%. Hello. Wait, chat? Was it spicy before? Tsukemen Jiro. Oh. Okay, thank you. Normally, I'm battling with the surroundings for audio, but now, behind the camera, it's full house. There is literally not a single seat left empty, and you can hear. We came at 2 PM. The strategy was to arrive after lunch hour, and I didn't have to queue, but I'm 12 bowls away. What I'm most interested in today are the patch notes. I'm willing to bet since the last time we came, the recipe has been improved a little bit. I don't think there are chefs who will just rest on the recipe. Also, I'm not sure if this Tsukemen Jiro-style was on the menu last time, and I don't know if it will be good, but it's like putting two of my favorite things into the same sentence. Like, how can Tsukemen Jiro-style not be good right now? Already got new changes. I knew. They now have a spicy version with this top layer of layu. I was somehow thinking that their spicy version meant their ginger, because I remember the last time the ginger taste was quite strong. No, but it's actually an addition of layu. I'm pretty sure this was not here the last time, but I haven't even tasted it, and it really reminds me so much of how good this was. Like the chicken breast, look at how it bends. You can already tell how tender it is. The pork is just okay, I don't want to talk anymore. It's been so long. A lot I want to say about the Brothers Ramen, but give me a while, the Tsukemen is just staring at me. The garlic just rises, as you expect for Jiro style. Throughout the year, many of my ratings have been disputed, but not one of you, not even a single one, said I don't think Brothers Ramen should have won Best Ramen. We start with the Brothers Ramen. Still the same rich, sophisticated chicken fat flavor in the broth, along with their perfect snappy noodles. The meat still as tender and delicious. I just realized that I didn't order the ramen egg, which is whatever. I know a lot of you like the ramen egg, but after you have run a full series on ramen and you eat like 8 of these in a row, there really isn't much to it. What is more impressive is what has changed. It is so crazy to me. Y'all know I read all of your comments, I respond to most of your DMs, and the things that y'all have been telling me for the whole year about Brothers Ramen, y'all have said that the ginger smell was a little too strong for you. Y'all have said that the soup base is a little too salty for you, and all of these have been patched. I knew that they will improvise the recipe. Even the marinade for the pork is changed, I believed. This bowl of ramen right now is way more refined. Although if I were to be honest, I kind of miss the blunt, more rugged flavor of having the ginger just pop out, of having the strong salt, which they do include in the kiosk. You can opt for the soup base to be saltier, which is their original level of salt. But to a first timer, or even me who have came here before, I would be intimidated to like press the saltier button, but now I know. And then to the Tsukemen, I miss Jiro style so much. Jiro really did something right. There is just a combination of flavors like soy sauce, pork fat, bean sprouts, and pork broth. Oh, and garlic. Garlic, of course. It's so homely, familiar, and delicious. Like, I can eat this 4 times a week, I think. This combination of flavors is just synergy, and they have executed it beautifully. Especially the noodles. I love these noodles. The bounce that it has is crazy. It's like it wants to bounce back when you bite down. And having it thicker and stronger like this really pairs very well with the flavor profile of Jiro style. But there is one miss. This miss is very academic, very arbitrary even. A tsukemen is not a bowl of ramen with its noodles served by the side. There is a flavor that you can achieve only with tsukemen. This is primarily achieved by serving a dip, a broth that is way more intense than it should be to create that unevenness. You have plain noodles in some part of your mouth and like intense flavor on another. And when you dip and it catches it like this, right, the perceived flavor is very different. And perhaps secondary, and one that I really enjoy in tsukemen, is hot and cold. The noodles are usually served cold and kind of moist, like shiny on the surface, and the broth super hot. So the interaction, right, is incredible. And I don't think the tsukemen achieve either of these factors. It is very, very delicious, but it just tastes like Jiro style noodles served on the side. And it's probably also not cost effective because I'm like 90% done with the noodles and all these have to be thrown away because it's tough to even finish normal ramen broth. It's impossible to finish tsukemen broth. You should not, that's the idea. It's supposed to be so intense that you cannot have it on its own. Like here is normal soup base, strong soup base, tsukemen. I think the tsukemen can be reworked a little bit more. I'm not sure how. Like maybe emulsify the back fat into a more creamy dip, serve less of it. I don't know. I don't know. You have to leave that to the brothers. I'm just a bro. Oh, before we go to the next place, the price. Should I say this? $13.90 for the brothers ramen, $12.90 for the Jiro style tsukemen. Like I just finished the mala series. This bowl of tsukemen is cheaper than a small bowl of mapo tofu. Huh? Everybody is thinking it, but I'll be the one to say it. It's very worth. It's very worth. Net price, by the way. Okay, I have become the last person in the restaurant. Yeah, I shouldn't delay them anymore. Let's move on to the next place. Yes. 吃的加号。谢谢。今天又来做功课。什么？你今天来做功课。啊，是。Guys, what does she mean here? Does she think that I'm a student completing some media module? Or that I'm studying their laksa recipe? Or maybe that it's not that deep, bro. We are back at the best laksa, Sungei Road. And although the laksa series was rather recent, just seeing this laksa again, right, brings back all the memories. It is such a cute little package. It is as though it's wrapped with a ribbon. And now after the mala series, it's more obvious how the chili oil sits on top of it. Very different from the other laksas. But anyway. I have thought and said so much about this laksa already. But even now, I'm still very impressed. It is so incredibly balanced. The cockles, the coconut flavor, the oil on top, the laksa leaves, the chili, the dried shrimp in the broth, all like notes in the chord. But you don't really taste one thing. You taste the laksa flavor as a whole. And I can tell you from experience that it is not that easy. It is easy to achieve stronger flavors, like I did for mine. But to balance that while not turning bland or boring is the true challenge. I want one more But we have to move on to our next place. I got a free coconut shake. But if I don't pay for it, I don't talk about it. It's kind of common for restaurants to give you freebies when you have a camera out like this. Fortunately or unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me when it happens, but I have to act surprised. Cause like, I cannot be expecting free stuff, right? I'm narcissistic, but not that narcissistic. So like I always have to pretend, like be surprised when it happens. I'm not sure if it's convincing. Can you guys help me check whether it's convincing? Cannot, I cannot. Oh, cannot lah. Here's your coconut shake, sir. I didn't order this.
And the Oscar goes to...
Convincing? No? Not very convincing.
Thank you.
Alright. Oh, the smell of coconut. I will start by saying this. This is the most contested winner ever on this channel. And I get it. It is tough to like eat a $25 nasi lemak and call it worth it. But even just looking at this nasi lemak, I get reminded of how good their finishing is. If you look at the front of the chicken, how even and nicely dark brown everything is, the density of the ingredients that they put in the sambal, and the egg, an actual perfect egg. Crispy on the edges, cooked through, and then this is the hardest part. The tight whites near the yolk, right, are all cooked through. You can see like end to end, there's no uncooked whites. And the egg yolk is not runny, it is gelatinized. So there is a very big difference. If you cut into egg yolk, right, and it flows down like very fast, like a half-boiled egg, that is not runny egg yolk. Or rather, that is not the egg yolk that you want. That's just raw egg yolk. When you cook egg yolk at a lower temperature and you let it slowly come up, it becomes more gooey and the flavor intensifies. The two are very, very different. Okay, enough yet. I've seen many videos of people talking about what's most important in nasi lemak. Is it the fried chicken? Is it the sambal? Is it the rice? And some people even say like the ikan bilis for some reason. There is only one most important thing. The nasi needs to be lemak. It needs to be light and fragrant, but the flavor needs to be rich and lemak. It is almost like paradoxical. I got quite a bit of hate for putting this as the best nasi lemak. I still stand behind it. Anyway, chicken. Worth getting all the hate for. I don't want to repeat myself going through all the hits again. The main thing is just the finishing. Nasi lemak is a dish where a lot of questions are being asked at one time. Is your rice lemak but not jalak? Is your ayam goreng enough such that it's still crispy? Is your rempah flavorful but not overwhelming? Does your sambal add more dimensions instead of just being a sweet paste? Is your ikan bilis crispy but not sharp? It's a really good dish to ask how much do you care? And when their fried egg has so many textures, I think it tells you more than enough. Is it worth the money? That is not for me to answer. But this is like saying, hey, makcik want to eat nasi lemak. I don't care what it takes. Make makcik happy. Okay, time to wrap it up. I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at Malt, or rather we are back at Malt, because it's too late to drink a coffee now. And I got myself Overtoned by Psychonaut. This is the most bodied IPA I've ever had. Very fruity too. But anyway, recap. Do you believe if a recipe is ever finished? On one hand, I don't. Because although Brothers Ramen had a great ramen 1 year ago, it is now even more refined to cater to an even bigger customer base, while still retaining its original attractive quality. On the other hand, I don't want anything else to be done to Sungei Road Laksa. The flavors are packaged so well in like a golden ratio. Like if anybody comes to Singapore and want a taste of our laksa, I will submit Sungei Road Laksa. No doubt. Whichever side you believe in, apparently, you can still make very good food. I'm not gonna keep up the fake suspense. Brothers Ramen and Sungei Road Laksa retains their award. I'm more convinced of their flavor if anything. The only doubt we ever had since the start of the video is the Nasi Lemak from Coconut Club. And I just paid, I get it, $25 for Nasi Lemak. Twice the price of Dixon Nasi Lemak. Thrice the price of Ayam Taliwang. 7 times the price of Village Park. But I would say they retain the award. I'm gonna take the hit, I don't care. The proof is taken down by the camera. The finishing of everything. Most nasi lemaks have a fried egg that has zero care to it. It's pre-fried, the yolk is broken, fully cooked, it's left on the shelf until it's cold, as is the fried chicken wing. And most nasi lemak rice struggle to find that balance between lemak and jelak. Because unless you squeeze the coconut milk yourself and have control over that, your nasi lemak will only be as good as the brand of the coconut milk you're using. And in these different aspects, right, they have done so much more than the second best. So yeah, I ride with them. That's it. What a year, huh, guys? We wrapped up the best ramen series at the very start of this year. I cannot believe that was the start of this year. It feels like a lifetime ago. And then we moved on to nasi lemak. Nasi lemak was crazy. We actually flew to Kuala Lumpur, ate the nasi lemak, and then flew back just to compare them head to head. That I think got us featured in Din He Zao Bao, my first time ever being on printed newspaper. We also visited Jakarta in the nasi lemak series, where we had the insane sop corn roll at Karabosi, amongst other things. And right before starting the next series, we made a short trip to Perth, where we had the amazing cheesy beef pie from Wow Bakery. And then it was Laksa. Laksa was tough because it was the first dish that I didn't have that much experience on. Remember how the first half of the series was mainly just identity crisis questions? We did go to Malacca, but their laksas weren't too impressive. Their Peranakan food on the other hand, the chendol from Atlantic Nyonya. You ever have something so good, it teaches you what is good? It's like having a healthy relationship for the first time. And following that was the most recent series, Mala. I actually cannot believe that the series is over already. I think this is the first series that my diet didn't change. I still ate the same amount of mala as I would normally. And then with mala was of course Chongqing. Chongqing was the furthest city I've gone to shoot since I started content creation. And perhaps the most impressed I've ever been with food. That mouthful of mauto with Chongqing hot pot is something I don't think I will ever forget. And that was all we had time for this year. Next year, we will have more dishes and more overseas arts. Thank you all so much for your suggestions. But for the first series next year, I've cooked up something special. Something I don't think anyone has ever done before. I think you guys will really enjoy it. But for now, that's all I have for you guys this time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!